Welcome to Curious Minds. Ever found yourself pondering on the delightful mysteries of cheese and its creation? Welcome to the fascinating world of cheese making, a culinary art that has been perfected over thousands of years. From the lush pastures of ancient Mesopotamia to the bustling cheese markets of modern Europe, this storied practice has stood the test of time. At the heart of cheese making are four basic ingredients. Milk, preferably from cows, goats or sheep, serves as the foundation. Then we introduce cultures, the very life force that kickstarts the fermentation process. Next, rennet joins the party, an enzyme that curdles the milk and separates the solids from the liquids. And finally, salt makes its grand entrance, enhancing flavor and acting as a natural preservative. Each ingredient plays a crucial role in transforming simple milk into an array of cheeses, each with its own unique character and charm. So, are you ready to unravel the cheesy mystery? Hold on to your hats because things are about to get curdy. Oh, the first step in our cheesy adventure, curdling the milk. Now don't wrinkle your nose just yet. This is where the magic begins. You see, the milk needs to undergo a transformation, a sort of dairy metamorphosis, if you will. This is achieved by adding cultures into the mix which change the lactose in the milk into lactic acid. It's like a science experiment, but tastier. Now, onto the rennet. This enzyme is the milk's fairy godmother, transforming it from liquid into a solid mass of curds. A little bit of a Cinderella story, don't you think? Now hold on to your hats, because the origin of rennet might make you squirm. It's derived from the stomach of young ruminants. Yes, you heard it right, baby cows and goats are the unsung heroes of the cheese world. So we've got our curds, and we're ready to rock. What's next, you ask? Well, it's time to cut the cheese, literally. Now comes the part where we literally cut the cheese. No, seriously, we're cutting the cheese. Imagine our curds are like a group of tightly packed party-goers on a dance floor. By cutting them into smaller pieces, we're essentially giving them room to breathe, to let loose, and in the process they release whey. It's like turning on the disco lights and the party really gets going. Next, we crank up the heat a notch and stir these curds around. Think of it as a hot tub party for our curd friends. The heat and the stirring motion work together to encourage more whey to separate from the curds. Oh, and don't worry, there's no dress code for this curd party. It's all about getting them nice and relaxed, so they release as much whey as possible. With our curds sufficiently cooked and our whey drained off, it's time to mold these babies into something resembling actual cheese. We're in the home stretch now, folks. It's time to mold, press and age our curdled, cut and cooked concoction into a beautiful cheese. Now this is where the magic truly happens. Once we've drained off as much whey as possible, we pack the curds into molds. These molds come in all shapes and sizes, just like the variety of cheeses in your local grocery store. The curds are then pressed under weight to squeeze out any remaining whey. It's a bit like wringing out a wet sponge, only a lot tastier. The pressing process is a delicate balance. Too much pressure and you'll squeeze out too much moisture, leaving you with a dry, crumbly cheese. Too little pressure and your cheese will be too moist and won't age properly. It's like a cheese Goldilocks situation. We're looking for that just right level of pressure. Once we've pressed our cheese, it's time for the aging process to begin. This is when our humble curd creation truly starts to develop its own unique character. Aging, or affinage for the fancy folks, allows the cheese to develop deep, complex flavors. It's a bit like how humans gain wisdom with age. Although, luckily for cheese, they don't have to worry about wrinkles or going grey. It's a waiting game now as the cheese matures over weeks, months, and sometimes even years. Each type of cheese has its own aging time. Some are ready in a few weeks, while others need years to reach their prime. It's a bit like waiting for your favorite TV series to drop a new season, only the wait is definitely worth it. And voila! After all that curdling, cutting, cooking, molding, pressing and aging, you've got yourself a beautiful, delicious cheese. Now, who's up for a cheese party?